just speak a little bit about it, like why we think the word is reject, like why we reject anything, like why we resist. Maybe that's the right word. And we continue resist whatever doesn't feel right, doesn't sit right. We says no, right? It's like even though the one reject or put this wall of saying complete no to whatever's coming toward the person, it's like that is not allowing you to meet what is much, much bigger than that in you. It's like, suppose you rejecting something what I am speaking, or you even rejected something what your wife said or your husband said or your child said, or rejected something. It says no, right? I don't want to. It's like your own ways, you just put a wall. And that's very normal in the life. You reject things. You protect yourself. You don't let yourself be pierced. You don't, because that is the nature we have built, to protect, to reject. And as I was just saying it, like we are consciousness. Consciousness is not only I am consciousness, or someone else, or the big crowd is consciousness, right? I laid very beautiful way how we are one as a consciousness. Right? Even through this violence word, I laid very openly how we are one. Right? Individual is producing violence through whichever way, fighting inside with some issues, right? Crying for something I want, creating violence, right? So it's like slowly I was just letting you see how we are one. Because before people were seeing it through the heart eyes, like how we are one, right? But now I'm just laying this picture how we are one, wholesome way, including the mind. Right? So when one rejects something, or protect oneself, or just says, I don't want to let it pierce me, or it's gonna destroy me, right? It's gonna. So if you just slowly see yourself like that moment, if you stay in that disturbance of even the moment you rejecting, because even the rejection, there is a something already disturbing you, right? Even your wife said something or husband said something, something is not sitting with you if you're rejecting, right? You are inside boiling. But over here, you said no, right? And now you're gonna avoid to see that what is boiling inside of you. Because normally you're gonna stay here. Door closed, case closed, right? But it's never closed. It has affected you already. It's just you denying it. You don't see that I am affected. So just begin to see this shield. Shield of your own conclusions is the same, right? Your own way of saying no or protect, right? So you see the shield. Under the shield, there something is boiling. So we need to begin to see that, how fast we close our door, how fast. Or we get busy with something, right? Distract oneself with something. So you remember I was saying, how you avoiding the pain? Then if you're avoiding the pain, you're insensitive, you're not sensitive enough, right? To open, to respond to whatever comes. Because even something as a habit, you did this, you put a wall around you, but don't just move away from it. Right? When you're choosing not to move away from it, then you slowly gonna begin to see own self in it. If you're really looking to see your own self. Right? Because even here, when you keep on coming here, many times you feel this stir up in you. Because something inside of you don't want to agree with it. It's rejecting. And that's what we just opened to it a little bit yesterday. The way we don't see our belief system. Because I think it's a time for us to just cross all these limitations of our belief system. My belief, my idea. Even yesterday, somebody was saying about my country, our misery, right? Because if it's a huge, my huge country's misery, it's like the person already in this it's like a hidden bigness, even in its misery, right? Because for the misery, you don't need to understand that. Even I don't need to understand that. Because we able to go direct the way we are attached to it. Because even one time, I was speaking to one person about was saying, he was really talking about his old connection with this being tortured, right? Being tortured by others. But now, person is so attached to it. Don't want to let go of that, because in that also there was a power. It's a hidden power. So we're talking about consciousness. Because you feel alive in it. It's like, even something you're suffering, or you have been suffering, or your family's been suffering, or your country has been suffering. It's like there is something alive. It's like that's what I'm saying. When the person is hurt or suffering from something, there is some kind of aliveness in that moment, right? So slowly just see that bigger picture, like the trickiness of this attachment to the misery. You feel something in it. It's not good feeling but aliveness. So slowly just open to this bigger picture. It's just as you see you in it. And I'm not saying just let go of it. I'm saying if you just directly see that, just direct seeing the connection with your own misery or with your extended misery. The reason I just pointed out toward this, when we are rejecting, we're protecting, we just get distracted with something else. Because that won't allow you to open, right? Openness is the door to the vastness. But if you miss the small, small things, right? Because you're trying to catch that vastness, but you miss all the small, small things that how all day long you've been rejecting. Because vastness is not like a something spiritual way vast, right? Vastness is like we can't see our own whole self as a consciousness. Because otherwise a person's eyes on something big, right? Vast. But all the time person's missing all these small points.